Good morning, everybody. Welcome, Shift Crew. Welcome, Instagram. Welcome, Empath Nation, to the Obsidian Blade Medicine Hour. It is a special day today because we're going forward as a species. We're going forward as a species, and you have no choice in that. You really have no choice in the fact that humanity and the human species is moving forward. So, in the fact that you have no choice, you have two choices. This is cosmic law going on here. Bearing in mind that you have no choice, that the human species is moving forward along with the evolution of the Earth, you have two choices in your no choice. That is either get with the program or be dragged behind. And that's really the essence of what we represent here. Your total empowerment of not being dragged behind, which means your embodiment of gaining the skills and the memory and the muscles to learn how to fly super high, super low, wherever you want to go as an interdimensional creator and as a physical realm creator. So I just want to say welcome to the Obsidian Blade Medicine Hour. It is a very special day. Not only is it TGIF, which is Thank God I'm Feeling, but it's also the day before the new moon. And we're in this thing called the Lion's Gate. Welcome, Goddess Gleams. And in this Lion's Gate and the day before the new moon, we have some decisions to make, right? We have some decisions as to, who we gonna be? Who we gonna be in our power? Who are we gonna be when we really step up into the equilibrium of how we work, right? I feel like so far when we've been rediscovering how the human being operates and what our power is, we kind of go in a pendulum, right? From total powerfulness to sometimes powerlessness, where we have certain karmas or certain pre-existing agreements or certain momentums that surround us that say, you can only do this. And then we buy into the presentation of limitation. And we are here, if we're going to move forward and survive and thrive, to move beyond actually survival and into thrivalness, we're having to really get into a state of powerful equilibrium working around this one subject, this one weird trick. The one weird trick being working with your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, working with the objective mind and the subjective mind, and how they're in a very powerful partnership. But since we're learning to reclaim that partnership, we've been out of practice, and we've been so out of practice with working with our subconscious mind that we can sometimes feel very victimized by it. Like, why can't I break this pattern? Why can't I do that thing that I want to do? Why can't I attract that thing that I want? Why can't I do it differently? And we seem to feel like we're totally out of control, right? Good morning, Miranda. We feel that when we're in this reclaiming of our power, that we're somehow out of control with the relationship of manifestation and the relationship of really treating ourselves nicely. And so today is about that, reclaiming the power of the relationship between the conscious and the subconscious that exists in us, and to remove any mysteries as to what that is, so that by the end of this episode, we're going to have a firm handle on why we are no longer living in a mystery of how to work that relationship in the direction of our, the life that's going to feel good, the life that's going to feel good. And this is about you feeling good. And this is about you feeling good, so good that you can then rise up out of your own drama dream and come into the arena of humanity and help humanity also realize how good it really is to be here on Earth. How really amazing it is that we're Earthlings, and that this is the hottest game in town, basically. Town being the universe. This is really the hottest game in town, and totally the best of the best have been incarnated in this moment to handle this situation. And by the way, let me just salute you, everyone here on Instagram Live and YouTube Live. Let me salute you this morning on TGIF. Thank God we're feeling, I'm feeling, and you're feeling. It took a lot to get here. And you are the ones you have been waiting for. And more importantly than those beautiful sentiments, you're equipped. You're totally equipped for the challenge to grow your wings. You're totally equipped to handle anything that's happening here on the earth. I'm so happy to see everybody here on this beautiful Friday, the day before the new moon, and we're in this thing called the Lion's Gate. And really let this day that we share together be one of a declaration of our claiming of our power. Hey, everybody. Hello, Martina. And I am going to dive into that, but I just want to say, hey, welcome once again that we're here to the Obsidian Blade Medicine Hour. If you're new to the planet, if you're new to the channel, hey, here's what we do. We're just going to be ourselves. That's what we do. That's really the game here. We're going to be ourselves. And it turns out being ourselves is the most radical like act of creation that could ever occur. The entire the entire universe was birthed so that we could get to this moment. So we better be like one part grateful. But two parts, one part grateful, two parts seize this freaking moment, seize the moment to get into power and to really organize your thoughts and your feelings, the marriage of thought and feeling into the manifestation of what is next for you and what is next for humanity. And so I'm actually just going to be reading a lot of notes that I've been taking over the past 2 days. I just want to clue you into this book. This one's called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. He was born in 1898, and he worked throughout the 20s and 30s, and this book actually came out in 1963 is the first publication of this. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. I would say that anything that inspires you today, be it Law of Attraction, Esther Hicks, Joe Dispenza, the Placebo Effect, The Power of all the books that he's written, this is really a lot of the roots of that movement of understanding the relationship between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, the objective mind and the subjective mind. And you're reading a good book when you actually don't even need to read the book. Like literally, I open up the first page and I'm just like, I just have to read one or two words. And I'm like, this is the shit. This book is legit. So if you want to go back in time and kind of get to the roots of Law of Attraction in a way that's really grounded, really practical, that's what we're going to cover today, because, there is a lot of woo-woo around it and there's a lot of mystery around it. And again, what I was saying in the beginning, that relationship we have with the subconscious, or we could call it the shadow, or we call it the unconscious mind, that we can be somehow even victimized by our own mind because we feel that our mind is doing its own thing, right? And we feel that our mind is subjecting us to experiences that we don't want to experience anymore. And why can't we break through from that pattern? So today we're going to get that handle on what is the true relationship between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, and how it's going to rock your life today, day before new moon, Lionsgate. So let's do this. Yeah, super festive today, because but here's the truth, this is my normal outfit. I just want to let you know that this is normal AF. And, may this also serve as an inspiration or permission slip. Hey, if we're going to be the change that we seek, then it is time to walk the earth in living ritual, right? To be covert, no longer covert agents of change, by the way. Like this, when we come out of the spiritual closet, we are no longer hiding in the shadows because we've conquered our own shadows, and we can come through and say, hey, the party is here, planet Earth. The party is happening. And it's not the get drunk, get crunk type of party. It's the empowerment party. Okay, so it's the live your wildest dreams party. It's align yourself to source and manifest it on the earth party. And that's what we do. This is taking ownership and claiming our status as master creators. Let's give a heaven yeah for that. Reclaiming our status as master creators. Period. I would like to have you say that in the comfort of your own home, wherever you are. I am reclaiming my status as a master creator today. I am reclaiming my status as a master creator today. So welcome. It feels good for you to be back. I'm so glad you're back. It's been a long slumber. It's been a bit of a time in a long sort of like freezer of slumber. So I think you've heard before, right? Okay, we're going to get into subconscious consciousness. So think of the subconscious as a team of horses, right? A wild, like intense team of horses, and that your conscious mind is the rider of this wild, unbound, chaotic force. And that the subconscious mind of this wild horses, right? You've got only two options in life. I know I started out with a few options at the beginning of this episode, but when it comes to the two options of working with your conscious mind and the subconscious mind, the true relationship as a creator that you're in, the wild team of horses can either move against the rider and trample him or her, and that happens when the rider is highly untrained, right? The wildness will get ahead of you and trample you, and then you'll be dragged behind it. Or the rider, which is you, can learn the skills to not limit the wildness of the horses, not control it in the idea that you're holding it back type of control, because it's always moving forward. You have to respect the wild team of horses is always moving forward. So, but the level that we're looking for to train ourselves with is the level of guidance. So not control, but rather guidance. So you can also think of it as you have a very powerful ship that you command with a full crew and massive engines. It's got engines and it's got sails and it's always moving forward. But your job as the captain or the rider is to steer the ship, right? And the ship only knows one command, which is yes. It doesn't understand no. It's so loyal. It's so loyal. Our subconscious is so loyal to us. It only knows one word, and that word is yes. Imagine being in a relationship where your partner only said yes. I think there's a Jim Carrey movie that's like Yes Man. I think we should watch that. Your subconscious only knows yes, and it moves with fire. So our job is not to control it, but to rather be the captain or the skilled rider that can guide yes, to always guide yes in the direction of what's true for our consciousness. So, neuroscience can show that, and psychology shows, right? So 95% of your brain power, your mind power, is subconscious. Only 5% at best, for those who do the work, right, is conscious. And at first, when you hear these numbers, you're like, well, I'm totally screwed, right? I'm totally screwed. My subconscious is going to own the show. There's no way I can have access to it. It's going to be the thing that's going to demand I do this, and I'm just going to be along for the ride. That would be the untrained rider approach to your subconscious. The paradigm shift to have around this relationship that you're in as a creator, as a master creator, is actually, even though the conscious mind, the objective mind, is only 5%, that 5% is critical for guiding the yes in the direction of where you're both going to flourish, right? So we're reclaiming any fear. We're reclaiming any mystery as to what that subconscious is. And we're reclaiming that even though the conscious mind is 5%, it's actually the 5% that matters when choosing new things. And it's interesting, even as I'm saying it, I'm like, well, we've really got to step into belief around this. And so the paradigm shift, I think, that helps with this is to really say to yourself, the subconscious is in my corner. The subconscious lives to serve me. All right. We have to start with that belief, right? We've experienced things that we don't like. We've experienced habits and patterns and life that we don't like. And we have tended to blame ourselves for that rather than seeing it as a moment of contrast or maybe a moment of karma ripening, so that you can gain compassion for your actions and your impact in the world. But to really see that this is all in your favor, that the subconscious exists to serve you. So starting with that good relationship, the subconscious only knows yes, and it's there to serve your conscious mind. And if we believe that, then we can come into a state of like calm and a state of like, whoa, actually, how exciting is that? I've got an immense power behind me that just wants to serve and say yes to me. Okay, if that's true, and we start there, then what can't we do? What can't we do? And when we start looking at what we want to shape in our lives, what we want to change in our lives, that's the first step to checking in with your conscious mind and going like, how am I steering the ship? If I've got this immense power of a ship or a team of horses behind me, whoa, I got to get responsible. I've got to get responsible for the results I'm having, and I got to get responsible for where we're going, because we're only going forward. So I can be there on top of the game, or I can be dragged behind the game. Got two choices, and that's beautiful that there's only two choices, because we live in the hall of mirrors where it looks like there's infinite experiences, but only with two choices. There's infinity before us and around us and in us, but only with two choices: to be on top of the game or be dragged behind the game. So what do you want? Right? We sit down and we do the hard question, the hardest question of all. What do you want? How do you want to play? And often I talk about, like, as soon as you do that, you will be faced with, what are you saying yes to? Are you saying yes to time? Meaning, oh, well, I want this thing, but it's going to take 10 years. Are you saying yes to things like that? Or it's tomorrow? Can you switch your yes to a now mode? Because this is really crucial, actually. The key is that this is a relationship between mind and body also. Source can be seen as mind, and the earth can be seen as body. And that we're in a marriage, we're in a relationship between mind and body, which is thinking a thing and then feeling and living the thing that we're thinking. We think a thing and then we feel and then live the thing that we're thinking. Thinking can be seen as pure intention. But this is what's going on here. So what do we feel? What do we want to feel? And as long as we're keeping in this mode of staying in the now with it, then time becomes irrelevant. And also, again, if the subconscious only knows yes, where do you think, like, and this is where it gets in the tricky agreements that we hold with our conscious mind. We can start to examine where we're holding thoughts that focus upon what we don't want, but we think we're focusing upon what we do want. And that's a real tricky place to get in. Is that's where the fine work needs to be done, because we can have we can say something like this when it comes to, say, finances, right? I don't want to be poor. Okay, well, if the subconscious only knows yes, and you're focusing upon the word poor or lack of, then you're going to move in that direction. Now, of course, don't be afraid of calling it out. Like, I don't want to be poor. Like, you're just, that thought alone isn't going to instantly poof and you're going to be living in like lack of money, right? Don't be afraid that because you say something, it's going to immediately happen. It takes a long time to change the direction of your ship, because remember, mass is momentum, and your subconscious has a pre-existing momentum that you programmed through your consciousness. So don't worry, right? That it's oh my God, I thought about poor. I had a lack of richness thought. Oh, it's gonna happen. It's like no. It's both maybe an annoyance, but the cool thing of the subconscious is that you're moving 95% of your power in a new direction. It takes a little bit of practice. It takes getting in the new groove, literally the new groove, to create a new neural network that then fires in alignment with what your conscious mind has now said, this is what I want, right? And so to be cool with that and to own up to the fact that, look, are you ready to dedicate 4 times a day where you sit down for maybe just 5-10 minutes and get into the thought and feeling relationship of the new thing that you want to experience? Actively weaving the web of your conscious subconscious relationship and moving that massive ship of yes in the direction of what you want. So again, it's in those quiet spaces that we create in meditation to find out, okay, there's a thing that I want. Am I saying it in the way that is granting me access to the feeling of it now? Or am I saying it in a way that gives me the existing feeling of not having it? That's I think the best way I could say it right now. And it's okay. I just want to give the permission slip, because you've got to start with what you don't have, right? That's the contrast, right? You don't have the thing that you want. That's great. That's great, because it's the opportunity to start. So get into being playful with not having the thing that you don't want. Explore that. Make that okay to explore all the ways that you've suffered, or you've not liked having what you've not wanted, or you're not having the thing that you wanted. Go there first. I think it's really important to really feel and honor and the suffering that you may have occurred through the delaying of what you want. But this is about you reclaiming your power as a master creator. So this gets to be not a uh, a tissue-filled cry session, which it can be. But this is fucking exciting because when we fully own what we are, there's no going backwards. There's no going backwards into disappointment and disempowerment. There's only forward. There's only yes. So recognizing that gift and the responsibility to move forward in yes. So what do we got here? I'm looking at my notes right now, what I've been writing from the book. Again, a lot of inspiration is coming from the Power of Your Subconscious Mind book. This book was written in 1963 by a guy born in 1898. And it's the foundation of all the law of attraction movement that you've ever heard. I don't know if I can remember the name of the guy. He's in the Secret movie. Why I want to say Harvey Keitel. Anyway, he's an older guy. But I watched an interview of him in the 1980s and he mentioned this book and I was like, that's it. If that guy's whole career is based on this book, I'm going to get this book. So we're the programmers, so again, getting into that space that we're no longer being victimized by the fact that the subconscious is 95% of the brain and that your conscious mind, the objective mind, is only 5%. It's the objective part that matters most. Like we hear that phrase, the 1%, right? The 1% right now in the current economic model of the world pulls all the strings, right? Of the masses. I know it sucks and it's sad to say that, and it's a truth though, right? The 1% of the current economic model pulls a lot, if not all, of the strings of the entire economy of the planet right now. You can also think of that analogy as your relationship between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Even though the subconscious mind is 95% to 99%, your 1 to 5% of your conscious mind is the one that actually directs that force. So I just want to keep anchoring that in because this is an empowerment around that relationship between the consciousness and the subconsciousness. It's an empowerment session going on here. And to realize that you have a direct handle on your subconscious mind through the gateway of the conscious mind. So don't worry about the subconscious mind. That's the thing too. Don't worry about it. Don't be trying to control it. Like I said, it's a wild team of horses. It's the most gigantic ship of destiny you could ever have. But don't worry about it. Like, let go. Not so much let go of the reins, but let go of trying to control it, respect it, and guide it as the captain, as the queen, as the king. So this is really about, as we're on the precipice of the new moon and this Lion's Gate, this is about you reclaiming the throne. This is about you reclaiming the throne of your life. And you don't have to worry about your power. You don't have to worry about your power. The power is. Yeah, be the Tao. The power is. The Tao is, right? You don't have to make it. You don't have to create it. It is. And all of this is in your favor, right? And by the way, Emma, my cuffs are reversible. So I'll flip them around, just show you how fast I can do this. I like them like that, not so much. See, because I'm a hands-on type of guy, and I don't want my cuffs getting in the way of me manipulating reality in my favor. So I've got them on like this. So, side note, it's a fashion side note, interdimensional fashion side note here going on. So again, no longer do we need to worry about getting a handle on the subconscious. We have access to the shadow. We have access to the subconscious through the way we're programming it through our conscious mind. And also, this is a little side note, right? You've got orifices. You got holes in your body, right? Not just energy holes, but you got your ears, your mouth, your nose, and your eyes, right? These are very important centers of energy to be conscious of, because what you input, right, is what you're going to output. So this is why I keep hammering cleaning up the sources, cleaning up your information food sources, and who that includes your environment, who you hang out with, what you read, what you look at, what you see, what you listen to is what you will be also programming or being influenced by. So, this is why we have what's known as the Sangha, the community, the Shift crew, which, by the way, I'll plug right now. Look, the link is in the bio, or the link is right under this YouTube video. Please join the private Facebook group that I've got going on, which is the Obsidian Blade Shift crew. As I like to say, the HQ for your breakthrough, because community matters. And community is another form of that mass equals momentum. The more we're creating that healthy biofeedback system of who you are, what you are, where you are in total clarity, the more you're going to no longer use your conscious mind to dip into old habits that are going to set you back. Because remember, I know I'm putting a lot on repeat here, but I'm driving it home. The subconscious only knows yes. So when you feed yourself wacky sources that make you question your truth, you're going to get a lot of just kind of taking that team of horses or that ship and kind of going in circles, or just kind of going nowhere. And we really want to move forward into some massive change as we set our intentions for the new moon. So, what else can we say about this? Are you excited? Are you excited for you reclaiming your power as a master creator? Are you excited for that? Are you excited to really sit there and realize, finally, the universe has our back? The universe has our back so good, and we don't even need to worry about it. We just need to mind our mind, mind the business of our mind, and get into the mind-body relationship to find a thought, to find an intention, to find a desire, and to think it and to feel it, and to do a practice. Like I was saying, can we up the ante on ourselves and go 4 times a day? Can we say, I'm holding myself accountable to checking in with myself 4 times a day, which is a very sacred number, 4 times a day, to go back into mind and body relationship of the new direction. Trusting and thanking and being so stoked that the entire universe is behind your back to actualize it in fantastical, ingenious, hilarious, delightful ways that it's just going to make you laugh your ass off. That's what we do here. So, I call this creator reconditioning therapy. So all of us are, reconditioning ourselves into power. So, creator reconditioning therapy is what's going on here. And may this community be the one to help you hold the line, the lion's gate, the lion's roar. And that's why I'm also partly wearing these green shades. Heart chakra, right? Lion is in the chakra system. The lion is located in your chest. And green also being the earth, right? We are the intermediaries between heaven and earth. And we're here to stay in that heart space where heaven comes down and earth comes up our chakras and meets in the middle. We're the middle point for all of this wild game show of love. And may we take these inspirations and inputs and run them through that filter of love. Whatever you're creating, it's just time to create what you love. It's really just, don't even worry about what you didn't love or what you don't like. Occupy your mind. And, the funny thing about us human beings, we really only can think about one thing at a time. We really only can think about one thing at a time. So might as well think about the one thing that you really want and then feel it. Focus, people. Focus. Did I write this or did the homeboy write this? I'm going to read this. The infinite intelligence which gave me this desire leads, guides, and reveals to me the perfect plan for the unfolding of my desire. I'll read that again. The infinite intelligence which gave me this desire leads, guides, and reveals to me the perfect plan for the unfolding of my desire. I know the deeper wisdom of my subconscious is now responding, and what I feel and claim within is expressed in the without. There is a balance and an equilibrium and equanimity going on here with this. So that's that's one of the quotes from this book. Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy, PhD. The infinite intelligence which gave me this desire, again, the medium, the feeling the impulse. I want that thing. Go and get it. I want that thing. You shall have it. I want that thing. All right. What's holding you back? Only the things that I believe that are holding me back. Wait, what did you just say? The only thing that's holding me back is the belief of the things that it's holding me back. The only thing that's holding me back is the focus of my power against myself. The only thing that's holding me back is the focus on the things that say that I don't have the power, but it takes my power to focus upon the things that I don't want. So I might as well take that same power and just focus upon the things that I do want and just reside there and don't even worry about the things that don't want or don't work or don't flow. Know yourself, trust yourself. And again, being in this partnership of greatness where the universe has your back and you are just giving the gift of what you want to yourself right now. Give it to yourself right now. Because even if you manifest the thing that you want 10 minutes from now or tomorrow, when you get there, it's going to be the now. So you might as well dive into it now because you're always going to be in the now of your manifestation. When? When are you going to do it? When? So, put yourself at risk and find out what you really want. You might just get it. And this is the thing. When we remove this weird thing of time, or any mental construct that someone outside of us is going to give us what we want. When we remove that paradigm, it turns out because you can think any thought, whether that thought has existed or whether that thought is yet to come, because you can think any thought and you can think it in the now and then you can feel it in the now, that means you're actually infinitely rich. I want to remind you that all of you here are the richest people with and on the planet right now. Because there's literally nothing you can't think and then feel it and then it will become right now. And yes, that will speed up. That process will speed up as the more we do this and reclaim this power that we have. It will speed up because we're going to be moving that team of horses. We're going to be moving that ship in the direction of speed. We'll be getting up to full speed soon enough, but we've got to practice this, that you are the richest people who ever existed because there's no thought you can't think. And as soon as you think it, as soon as you allow yourself to think it, then you can feel it. And then you can be with it in the now, and how immediate that is. So isn't that amazing how immediate it can be? There's no cap on what you can think. There's no cap on what you can entertain. Because it's like you could get into that thing like, source, give me this thing right now. Okay, well, if we start owning that we're source, then you can give that thing to you right now. There's no waiting. There's no like appeasing the old gods. I want it. Oh, I fought it. It happened right now. Oh, I'm feeling it. Oh, that feels great. I'm just going to stay there. How fast was that? How fast was that? Did you just see how fast that was? Like, I'm telling you, richest people who ever existed live right now. We are the richest people who have ever existed because we're reclaiming our power as the creator. That's pretty significant. There is no cap on your spending, which is meaning the focus of where you place your attention. Here's another phrase he said. My subconscious knows the answer. It's responding to me now. I give thanks because I know the infinite intelligence of my subconscious knows all things and is revealing the perfect answer to me now. My real conviction is now setting free the majesty and glory of my subconscious mind. I rejoice that it is so. I love that. So my subconscious knows the answer. So again, this is getting into that trust fall with the universe. Like, all you have to do is be inspired. Or all you have to do is focus and choose, right? Because sometimes being inspired, we don't get into that idea of like, oh, I got to feel inspired. I'm just talking about choosing something that floats your boat. And then trusting that 95% of the universe or subconscious, because you said yes in this direction, then we get to be like, as long as I do my job of saying yes is the direction and this is how it feels, we trust and we delight in how the universe and the subconscious is going to come in and blow our mind as to how it can arrive. Not when, because we handle when. We put it in the now through our feelings. But how it looks like, right? And so this is an interesting question to you. Can you let go of what you think it should look like? Or does it matter what the thing you want looks like when you're already anchoring the amazing feeling of having it? Can we get past, so say it's a car, and we're getting into the amazing feeling of having that new car, going in the directions that we want to go, and the car, it feels smooth, it feels comfortable, it feels fast, it feels safe, right? If we just are anchoring that, are we okay with letting go with how it looks like, what it looks like, other than the few details that matter to us? Can we be surprised in that factor, and can we be surprised and let go of the way it manifests, the way it arrives in our life? If we let go of all that, and can we get comfortable with letting go of all that? Because that's what he's saying. Mr. Joseph Murphy is saying here is like, hey, your subconscious knows the answer. Don't be so hung up on it. And it's responding to you right now. It's always saying yes to you. Remember, it's always saying yes. There's only one word it knows. And you could say the subconscious and the universe only knows one answer. Yes. That's the answer. And to get into that state of, I recognize your power, universe/subconscious. I recognize your power. That's the other fact that he said in the book, which is a real key thing in the word itself. Subconscious. So if we get into Latinate with this, sub means underneath, meanings right? We have dominant and subjective. So it's even though it's 95%, your 5% is the master. It is subject to the dominance of your consciousness. Again, that analogy of the 1%. So I just want to say it's in the word itself. What's the other word? Subword? Submit, subject, surrender, what's the other sub words? Anyway, That prefix sub means that it's under your control. So just, again, this is what I'm after in this session with you is the empowerment around the subconscious. We're repairing any victimhood that we've had with the universe. We're repairing any victimhood or disassociation or mystery around the subconscious. And the fact that just let go and trust and have a great relationship with it now because it's saying yes to you. So you've got a great friend in your corner that's always saying yes to you. Your job is to guide what it's saying yes to. And then you'll no longer be dragged behind a reality that you despise as master creators reclaiming their prize. In our session of creator reconditioning therapy. I can do all things through the power of my own subconscious mind, like the captain steers the ship. So we just sit back. We say yes, and we sit back and receive. And what else have we got in the notes? Really, this is about you reclaiming the throne. Reclaim that throne as we sit here on a perfect timing of reclaiming the throne, the new moon and the lion's gate. So reclaim that throne inside of your heart and start. Just start. And I really want to put that thing in there. And let go of the past and let go of the future. This is really the art of now. And just to give you a heads up, if you are watching this on the YouTube or the Instagram live here, and you like the audio and you want to hear it again, because I know it only lives for 24 hours here on Instagram, all the audios from these live sessions, these Obsidian Blade Medicine Hours, are taken and put into the podcast, which is available on Google Play, iTunes, and Stitcher, which the links to are in the bio or in this video, or you can go to theobsidianblade.com/subscribe and find all the links there. But yeah, I just want to know if there's any questions or what you're feeling. Are you happy that you're really awesome and that you have the entire universe behind you, rooting you on? How's it feel? How are you doing? There's only a few more minutes left in this medicine hour, and so I just want to check in with you and take any questions. Again, may you shift your environment. May you put on a power outfit that reclaims your throne. May you arrange your living structure to be throne-like, and set up that time in your life every day to anchor into that fine art of what are you saying yes to? How does it feel? And if it's not feeling awesome, honor that you're the one who's been saying yes to it. And see how you can change what you've been saying yes to by focusing upon something new that really feels awesome. And I think that's an interesting trap that we sometimes get into. Sometimes we do need to deconstruct the hard stuff, to really deconstruct the painful patterns that we've been seeing yes to, so we can fully understand, why did that arise? Why did I say yes to it? How was I trained to feel that these were my only options in this situation? How was I influenced to feel and think that these were my only options in an infinite universe of creativity? How come I only thought these were my options? Those are worth investigating, right? But eventually you're not going to live there. You're not going to live in the investigated situation. You're going to live in a post-healed world as a powerful creator. You're going to move into that space. So yes, we spend time in the pain. Yes, we do that, but we're not going to live there forever. So we do that powerful work of finding our patterns, but realize, okay, if this is just a game of yes, this is really just a game of yes, then any situation is either yes or yes. There is no. Of course, when you say yes to one thing, you're in a way saying no to other things because you're not going to experience them because you've focused your yes in a particular direction. But this is really just a game of yes. So are you saying yes to this thing or you're saying yes to that thing? And how do they feel between the two? And, that's really that's really all I got to say. May you come into a beautiful, clear relationship between this dramatic, powerful force of the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And to end any sort of victimhood or mystery or disempowerment around the patterns and the habits you've been experiencing. And to realize that if there is a pattern and if there is a habit that you're changing, look, you may have been doing that stuff for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You can change, but it will take a little time. But realize everything is in your favor because the only thing going on here is yes. So keep nudging little by little the old pattern, the old momentum of your fabulous ship of destiny, the love boat, in the direction that you're now newly inspired to go in. It really is that simple. And I encourage you to pick up that book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. Again, I think it's really cool to check in with that book. It's exciting. It's empowering. Again, all the roots of law of attraction, anything that Dr. Joe Dispenza has done. This book, it seems to be the precursor to that. And it's written in such a beautiful way of kind of like Holy Spirit way, but it's also very like just neutral and natural. And like I said, get that handle on this game. Get a handle on the game of yes. And to realize you are the now you have been looking for. You are the now that you have been looking for. As we step into really look, this is it. I mean, if you look at the astrology right now, this is it. What better time? I mean, how much longer are you going to wait to reclaim the game of yes? How much more will you slumber if you've been sleeping on your own game of yes? Everything you're experiencing right now came through the gateway of yes, the relationship of yes. And yeah, okay, look, we all got sold a lot of thoughts that weren't ours. We got conditioned, we got domesticated. But I'll say this one last thing. May your domestication, may your current concept of your limitation be proof that it works. May your pain and your limits be proof that yes works. It's just been working in a way that doesn't feel awesome. But let it be proof that this is it works. What you focus upon expands. What you say yes to, you're going to feel. But if you've been tricked or hacked or conditioned into limiting your options of what you say yes to in an infinite universe, drive that home, underline, underscore, then may you wake up to the small amount of your fortune that you've been playing with and being frustrated with when you have every opportunity to say yes to something new that completely floats your boat in the direction of, wow, I like that. Yeah, it's about time I felt that. It's about time I started being someone who believed I can be kind to myself. And, may I just start being kind. That's really maybe the first step in the direction of yes is the commitment to being kind. Alyssa. Yep. May you start being kind. And when we start being kind to ourselves, we start finding new options. We start finding new options. And when we start finding new options, we start recognizing I'm the richest motherfucker with Earth. You're the richest motherfucker with Earth. Notice I don't say on because on is a dominator. We're not here to dominate the Earth. We're here to expand and create with the Earth. So it's just one of my new Earth phrases that I like to anchor here with you. You're the richest motherfucker with Earth. You're the richest queen with Earth. You're the richest king with Earth. You're never going to be rich without her. So you might as well get with her and recognize she's the flesh that makes all your dreams real. So honor that sexy game of materialization that you're in relationship with her as the solar holy inspiration that makes dreams possible and new things going on. So kindness to self. Let's start there. Let's say this today, that kindness to self is your first step in the direction, the first opportunity to turns out I'm rich. Turns out you're rich because there ain't no thing you can't think, and therefore feel it, and therefore live it, and then become it with her, with her, with her, with her. So, let's re-enroll ourselves into the fabulous dating game that we're already in, the fabulous relationship of, co-creating realities with the Mother Earth. And, let's get sexy time with yes. And honor here on the new moon, Lionsgate portal. You are the richest people ever to exist. You are the richest people ever to exist. So claim it, live it, love it, feel it, and go wherever you want to go. Again, going wherever you want to go is really what's up with this. I've got 2 minutes on the clock here on Instagram Live. We're going to wrap up the Obsidian Blade Medicine Hour for TGIF. Thank God I'm feeling. Thank God you're feeling. Again, if you are on YouTube and you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps other people find it. And if you really love this video, please hit subscribe and the notifications bell on YouTube. That's where I'm doing this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And of course, on YouTube, the videos live on forever as long as YouTube lives. And like I said before, the podcast, all the audios from these episodes and these sessions we do together, the Medicine Hour sessions, they're taken and put on the podcast, iTunes, whatever you want. Link is in the bio. I love all of you so much. Again, establish these new powers that you have as creators who are reclaiming what they can create. Creator reconditioning therapy is live in effect. Hit me up DMs. I love all of you, Shift Crew. Join the private Facebook group if you want to go deeper. I'm going into techniques there. Again, link to that private Facebook group, the Shift Crew, is in the bio or underneath the video here on YouTube. And what can I say? I love all of you. I love all of you. And happy TGIF. Feel them feelings. Get into the now and go pow. This is the life you've been waiting for. Live it. Love you. Besos.